My name is Richard Larondo. I'm the managing broker here for RE/MAX West Coast out of Richmond, British Columbia. I'd like to talk to you today about the property condition disclosure form. I think it's important to remember that realtors, at least the Greater Vancouver member realtors, are required to indicate on their listing whether or not a property disclosure statement is available. That does not obligate a seller to do a property disclosure statement, only that the realtor tell you or tell their fellow agents whether or not one's available. But let's talk about whether or not one ought to be done. I think if we were sitting amongst solicitors, and let's be clear, realtors are not solicitors, they don't give legal advice, but if you were sitting amongst a room of solicitors, there'd probably be a reasonably consistent message that they wouldn't do one. I don't want you here today to be thinking about a property disclosure statement from a legal perspective. If you want to get independent legal advice, certainly you can do that. I want you to think about a property disclosure statement from a marketing perspective, as a marketing tool. The property disclosure statement is only meant for you to give truthful answers, honest answers to the best of your ability based on factual information about the property. It's not asking you to provide information outside of your scope of expertise. You are probably, or have been probably, the owner for many years and are in the best position in most cases to provide those answers. If you're at all uncertain, clarify the question with your realtor. Seek additional input if required, or if it's appropriate, don't answer the particular question. But consider the alternative, where you do not provide a property disclosure statement, and consider the message that it leaves with a prospective buyer, where a homeowner of a property who's owned it perhaps for 10 years is not prepared to make some pretty basic statements be known about the property. I think when you look at it from that perspective, you'll decide that's not really the message you want to send to a buyer. Let's talk for a moment about those who are non-residents or tenanted properties, where you've never lived in the property. You have a property manager between you and the property. While it's reasonably common in the business that those would be simply struck out, I read a recent article from a solicitor that brings an interesting twist on this. And that would be that a seller with a vested financial interest in the property is probably still able to answer the property disclosure statement, and the solicitor's article suggested that he wouldn't accept a blanked out contract to purchase and sale from a mere tenanted property or an absentee owner. But those are discussions to have with your licensee and how you move forward. Good luck in the sale of your property.